Good day, viewers. Walter here. Today I rebuilt my Satellite Dish Bird Feeder, complete with a new shepherd's pole and a squirrel baffle. I invite you to watch me stumbling through this little project that I undertook at the last minute in the afternoon. I know my viewers are probably getting tired of me doing a lot of stuff out here in the garden, but that's what I've been working on this time of year. I got to make some changes. My woodpecker's squawking. I think I just saw him land up there in the oak tree. But I got a problem. I got to rebuild my bird feeder. They've got nothing to eat because the squirrels have tore everything up. And I'm going to try to revamp my bird feeder. But first I'm just going to throw some seed here on the ground for them. The feeder's not going to be here. I'm going to take it down as soon as I get my gloves. That ought to keep them occupied. I thought, I'm trying to find an eye bolt for the center of this thing. We just hang it from an eye bolt if I can find one. New pole's going to be over there. But you can see the satellite dish has been broke. So we got to revamp that booger. The way I made that thing was I just took a pole that I had in the scrap iron pile, and it was already bent, and I drove it in the ground and just hung the thing on there. But we're going to try to just use the satellite dish itself and get rid of all this rigmarole. Anyway, that's why I'm gonna go look in my toolbox and find me a eye bolt or some kind of bracket. I've been rooting in all kind of junk boxes trying to find an eye bolt and haven't had no luck. We got one more place to look here, and then I'll have to think about going to buy one. Well, I don't exactly see one jumping out at me. Could have swore I had an eye bolt in here. A little brake spring might work. Nope, don't think so. There ain't no eye bolt in there. Well, maybe we can come up with some other arrangement. A couple more places I can look. Large cable clamp you see by my right hand, I wound up incorporating into this project by the end of the day. Viewers, if you ever meet a mechanic that is not a hoarder, he's not a mechanic. Alright, I've got what's left of my bird feeder, which was basically just a satellite dish turned upside down. These bolts are rusted. I don't know if I can get them unbolted or if I'm going to have to cut them off with my angle grinder. But we're going to take this contraption off there and just use the satellite dish itself and bracket the bottom. Let's find a wrench to fit that. What size wrench would that be? We just keep trying till we find something that fits it. Oh, I know what we'll do. We just go with a box-end wrench to start with. Let's see, that looks like about a half-inch maybe, 7/16. Let's try that. Perfect fit. It's probably just going to spin around and around. Alright viewers, I spent some time working on this thing, taking it apart. Satellite dish is kind of beat up. I went over there with the garden hose and scrubbed it off with a Brillo pad. It's got old gray primer painted on it, all faded and corroded. I could go take a new satellite dish down on the back of the house that we don't use, but I'm just waiting for this thing to get dry. I scrubbed it pretty good with a Brillo pad. We'll throw some red paint on it. Thought about painting that plastic bottom, but it's just a top off an old 5-gallon bucket. Drilled 4 holes in there some years back. Took a clothes hanger, cut it in 4 different pieces, and made a wire to hang it from. I could take the wires off and paint it, but I'm just going to try painting it with it on there because I've got it bent where it won't come back off. And it works pretty good. Let's go get a paper towel and dry this cotton picker so we can hurry and get it painted before dark. I went, rooted through all the boxes looking for an eye bolt. I finally found this bolt. Then I had to go through a dozen more boxes to find some nuts to fit it. I think it's 5/16. Got some washers and stuff. I'm going to find the center of that dish, drill a hole in it. We're going to hang it from a pole. Should be quite sturdy enough for birds, and I don't care how unsteady it is for squirrels. I don't think we got a hole running in the center. It would be nice if we did. I better get a tape measure too. Let's dry that booger, find the center, and drill a hole. Okay, how do you find the center of a circle? Alright, I'm just holding this dish in my lap, and I really just took a guess on where the center is. I measured and got a different spot every time I measured it. So we're going to drill the hole right there. I don't know if the camera's showing that or not. Anyway, we're going to drill a hole. Wait a minute, we don't want the hole too big. We want it to fit my boat. Where's my boat? couldn't find a washer, a big washer, so I found this thing is off I think it was busted out of a flywheel on a lawnmower. Nice, perfect plate thing to use for a washer, though. Wife came out here to make sure I wasn't going to be painting this thing out here. Afraid I'm going to get some paint on her car, I guess. We're going to paint it over there in the yard. Perfect hole. Let's put the big washer on the inside, just so it won't pull through that thin satellite dish. Oh, wait a minute, we don't want to go upside down. I'm about to put it backwards. These washers go next to my top nut. I found a lock nut. That'll be perfect in my toolbox. I didn't want to go to the hardware store, so I had to root through all my toolboxes trying to find a bolt. Nope, that still ain't what I want. I want one of them washers on this side. Put my box end wrench on there. And turn the eye bolt until it's tight. In fact, let's tighten the top nut first. Go back a little bit. Wouldn't want no bird to bump his head on a bolt sticking down. Okay. Won't put no box in on that, but sure go with an open end though. That'll be plenty snug enough. How's that going to hang from the pole? I dropped it on the ground a while ago and bent it. But you know, it don't matter. The bird ain't going to know the difference. Well, folks, I'm going to paint the underside of it first. Then I'm going to temporarily hang it up on my pole. Oh, I guess it don't want to go. Let's try a more level spot. Probably about the time I get it painted, it'll turn over again. I think it's dry enough to paint. I scrubbed it pretty good with a burlap head. If you ever paint something with spray paint, do not forget to shake it really good. There's no telling how many years it's been sitting in the store where you bought it. I believe it was olive. Oh, it's right on the sticker here. Yeah, olives. I thought about painting the bottom, but it's already red. And it's just plastic. It'll peel off that plastic. So we're just going to leave the bottom alone. The plastic bottom. It's just a plastic bottom off a 5-gallon bucket. They don't make them kind of lids anymore. I'd like to have some more of them. I'd replace it. Turn this little spigot around towards the red spot. One darn thing, be sure you're going to be able to see this. Bird Alright, I got my pole just stuck up here temporary. It's not hanging quite as level as I wanted it to. I guess that means I didn't drill right in the center. We'll put a counterweight on one side, like balancing a tire. Still going to get off center when the birds land on it. I probably can straighten my wires a little bit and level it up. But it's going to hang there and dry tonight. Tomorrow we'll get out there and put it up permanent. If it don't turn over during the night. I didn't drive it in very deep. Well, viewers, it's not hanging the straightest in the world, but I got it mounted before dark. Got in, it was 7 o'clock before I started. I threw some paint on it. Put the rat guard on there. If he can jump up there now, I might have to raise the rat guard up a little bit, but I don't know. We'll find out. Guess I'm gonna move this squirrely gig. Alright viewers, I got my bird feeder rebuilt. This is the day after. It got dark last night on me really if I could get a decent picture of it. The problem is I got the tripod extended all the way up where I can show you the top of it. Now I'll lower it down. I had to stand on my tiptoes just to see the top of it. But anything to keep the squirrels out of there. There's the rat guard. It's just a metal thing that wraps around the pole. And it keeps them from getting up into the feeder. The thing came with this black thing to hold it up there. It's supposed to fit the pipe tight and it don't. My pole's too skinny. So I put a cable clamp right here and clamped it just to hold this up. But it definitely had them frustrated this morning. I'll go ahead and turn on the camera, see if we can get a little bird footage here in the feeder.